What's up, everybody? It's your boy King Hustle. And yes, it's the best money and credit channel on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell. So whenever I drop new sauce, new lessons, new methods, and giveaways, you'll be the first one to be notified. You'll be the first one to know what's going on. And hey, you might be the first one to win something for free. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell on all the YouTube channels. I'm talking this one right here. King Hustle. King Hustle X1M. No rags, just riches. King Hustle Crazy Reactions. The Hustle Family. Turn motivation to means. Dog Pound Exotic Pups. Goosebumps Horror Stories, Sleeping with the Rain, Milwaukee Made King Hustle Live, King Hustle 2.0. Also, make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. All you gotta do is click the title on every video. Once you click the title on every video, at the bottom of the description, all my social media links will pop up. Alright, got a lot of fake King Hustle pages out there. So please get a FaceTime verification call or a video. Make sure you see this face. Make sure you are doing legit business and you are getting what you pay for. Alright, before we get anything started, this is all educational purposes only. Not telling anybody to do anything. So let's get this thing started. What to do, my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers, my real Hustle Nation Empire family members, and we are back at it again with the gems. I'm back at it again with the sauce. You know I'm always back at it again with the information that's going to turn you into a boss. So you're tired of being a zero, you ready to be your family hero? Listen up, take a seat, get your notepad, get your pen, because you already know I got the information and the gems that's going to help you win. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about Kexus Credit Union. Yes, Kexus Credit Union. They got a $25,000 bad credit personal loan that you can get that will report to your credit report as a primary trade line that will help you get funding for your new small startup businesses. All right, so a lot of people out there looking to get funded for their new small startup businesses, but they don't have enough trade lines. They don't have enough debt being reported on their personal credit to even utilize their personal credit as a personal guarantor for their new businesses. So in today's video, I'm gonna drop gems, I'm gonna drop information, I'm gonna drop everything that you need to know, that you need to, how to add debt to your credit report, good debt, because a lot of people don't understand what debt is. A lot of people hear debt and they are afraid of it. When it comes to debt, it's good debt and it's bad debt. So I'm going to explain the different debts, and how you can structure your credit profile in the right order so you can start getting major loans, credit cards, lines of credit on the personal and business, because everything on the personal is primary. Anything on the business is for business purposes. So let's get into it. So when it comes to getting loans, credit cards, and lines of credit, you have to show that you first make enough money that you'll be able to pay it back, and that your debt to income ratio is between 36 and 45%. A lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people think they can get approved for loans just because they got bad credit, and it doesn't work like that. You have to show that you make enough money and your debt to income ratio is between 36 and 45%. Then they look at your credit profile. How good are you with managing money? So your debt to income ratio determines, okay, it's the first half of if you're going to get approved for a loan, if you make enough money. Second half is how good you are with managing money. So they look at your debt to income ratio and they look at your credit profile. Now your credit profile, they're looking at your debt, your payment history, and the age. How much debt do you have? Are you managing money right now? Okay. How much money are you managing? And how long have you been managing this? Do you have good payment history? They're going to look at that. Now, determining your debt to income ratio and your credit profile will determine how much you get approved for. So for people who make more money, who have good payment history, and managing debt on their credit report, they're going to get approved for higher loans. For people who don't have as much debt on their credit report, they're not managing as much money, they don't have as much payment history, or as good as a payment history as somebody else, they're not going to get approved for as much money, and you're going to have a higher APR. Now, it's a lot of people out there that don't understand that. So it's a lot of people on a daily basis that's getting approved for credit cards, loans, and lines of credit on the personal and business side, and don't even have jobs, don't have nothing going on. And I'm telling you this because anybody can get approved for a loan, credit card, line of credit. You got hundreds and thousands of people who got approved for business loans with the PPP loans with fake businesses. And that right there alone should tell you that anybody can get approved for any type of loan, credit card, or line of credit. As long as there's a will, there's a way. As long as you understand that everything is based off documentation, and there are ways that people figure out how to alter documentation so the information on the documentation will help them get approved for that loan, credit card, line of credit, it's going to happen. It might be the people who you might got loan officers, underwriters, and all the people in the offices that are helping you get approved for these loans, credit cards, and lines of credit. Trust me, I know. So you got to understand, when people do their due diligence and do their research and say, okay, this bank's going to need this type of documentation, or this bank's going to be looking at this to determine if I don't need any documentation, I need to make this amount of money, or it needs to show on this documentation that I make this amount of money each month, or so on and so on. That's what people got to do their due diligence and do. Start adding more primary trade lines to your credit report, your personal credit, because you're going to need that. You need to show these banks that you can manage money. Now, a lot of people don't understand that the main primary trade lines, the average American is not going to get or not going to have. And that's the key. The average American is not going to have an auto loan. The average, aka financing a car, the average American is not going to have a mortgage loan. The average American gets credit cards and they run up the credit cards and now they got credit card debt. The average American doesn't have a personal or payday loan. These are type of primary trade lines that they're looking for to see, are you somebody that's basically an average or a normal citizen, a normal American who's paying bills, who's working a job, who's paying debt to society. That's what they want to see. And a lot of people don't understand that. So when it comes to bad credit loans, and people be hearing people say, oh, this is bad credit loan, that bad credit loan, this, and then they jump up and just go apply for loans without having no type of debt, no type of pay. That right there alone should let you know that you don't have it all in the brain. And that's probably why you're in the position that you are now. And I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking down on you or anything, because a lot of people will feel like I'm talking down on you because your brains is that small. I'm telling you this because you got to start thinking before you act. A lot of people don't think before they act, and then they blame the person that they didn't listen to on why something didn't happen for them. Well, you didn't listen. You didn't think before you act. No bank is just going to give anybody loans. Just like you got to think about it in the streets. Are you just going to loan anybody money? You probably got a cousin, a brother, an uncle, a friend, or somebody that you know that's always needing to borrow money. But they ain't got no job, or they don't make no money. So the people that actually lends the money, they don't pay them back, and you see that. That's their credit. That's their credit right there. Are you going to loan that person money? No. You know that person don't make enough money. Are you going to lend them $100? No. If you know that person got a good job, and they let me borrow $100 till tomorrow, so you gonna lend them money because you know they got a good job and they good with paying. They a solid person. These are what credit reports are for, to see what you're actually doing in life. And the average American doesn't have anything on their credit report, or their credit report is bad. People get student loans, people get auto loans, and drop out of school, stop making payments. And this is another thing, people don't understand that there's people out there that get auto loans, pay off the car, get student loans, pay off their student loans, do a lot of different things and pay them off. They end up with good credit scores. But at the end of the day, that does not mean you're automatically going to get approved for any type of loan, credit card, or line of credit. You have to show at the time that you are applying for this type of loan, credit card, or line of credit that you can manage money. So at the time that you're trying to apply for this loan, credit card, or line of credit, your credit score, let me tell you like this, your credit score basically just determines your APR. If it's going to be high or is it going to be low. We all know low APRs, you pay less money. High APRs, you pay more money. So your credit score is basically just determining what your APR is going to be. If you're going to pay more money or if you're going to pay less money. Everything else determines if you're going to get approved for a loan or not, period. So you need to understand that at the time that you're applying for a loan, credit card, line of credit, you need to have debt being reported to show that you can manage money, and that you are managing money, and you can manage more debt. Because a loan is a debt, it's more debt. When you get a loan, you're paying off this debt, so it's going to report to your credit report, and that's why you got to make payments each month. All right, so understanding that when it comes to any type of loan, credit cards, or lines of credit, personal or business, y'all gotta understand that, because people they just think bad credit loans jump up, they're gonna improve anybody. No, you have to have things on paper in order. Some places offer signature loans where you can get a loan with just your signature, depending on certain situations, if you have a relationship with that bank. Some places for business side offer no doc loans, depending on the situation of your business. See, people gotta understand that. Like, nobody's just gonna give somebody $50,000, $100,000, $5,000, $10,000 because you saying you need it. No, it doesn't work like that. All right, so make sure y'all when it comes to getting any type of loans or credit cards, you gotta understand, get y'all credit, the debt together on y'all credit reports, personal and business. Make sure you're paying it down. Make sure you're getting that age together, because that's gonna determine if you get approved or not. Because they look at your debt to income ratio. How much money are you making versus how much is your bills a month? 36 to 45%, you should be between. Most creditors don't want you more than 36%, but some offer up to 45%. So you also gotta do your research on that and ask questions. Call them when it comes to loans, how much debt to income ratio do you guys accept or are looking for, things like that. Different banks, different requirements, and this is what people don't understand. They don't do their research. So Kexus Credit Union, they have a $25,000 personal loan, and the lowest available personal loan rate. So secure loans, they got an APR as low as 5.2%. Monthly payments would be $150.84. Personal line of credit, Flex Plus, is 11.99. That's the APR, that's the lowest it'll go, and that's $200 a month. Personal line credit, Flex, 13.49 APR, that's $200 a month. Monthly payment. Savings secure loan at 4.02, and that's $217 a month and 17 cents. So for unsecured personal loans, that's not using your own money. So at terms of 24 months, they will start you at a 9.99 APR. So depending what your credit score is, will determine what your APR is. So if you have a bad credit, you're gonna probably be 19 to almost 20% APR. If you have lower credit or good credit, you're going to be probably around the 9.99, 10% range. So for 36 months, the APR starts at 10.49, and per $1,000. So per $1,000 for 24 months, low APR 9.99 is $46 and 114 cents. 36 months is 10.49, and monthly per $1,000 is $32.50. For 48 months, is the lowest APR is 10.99, and per $1,000 is $25.84. 60 months, the lowest APR is 11.49%, and that's $21.99. 72 months, 12.49, 19.81%. 84 months, you got 13.49, and that's right. Payment per $1,000 is $11.24. So that's what it starts at. That doesn't mean that's what you're gonna get. That's what it starts at. So just imagine if you got bad credit, it's gonna more than likely double. So if 13 gonna go to 27, 12 gonna go to 25. All these gonna start doubling. So you got double your payment history per $1,000. So instead of $11.24, you'd be paying $22.24 per $1,000. So you do the math on that, you get you $25,000 times 24. That's what you're roughly gonna be paying a month in monthly payments. They're gonna subtract that from your debt. They doing all this, and that's what people don't understand. They doing all these calculations because they want their money back. Banks want their money back. They understand you need this loan, you need some money, but they need their money back too. And by them lending you this money, you're gonna pay back a little extra. That's how they make their money. How banks make their money. So make sure you guys are tapping in with Kexus Credit Union. They're giving out bad credit personal loans up to $25,000. Make sure you got the debt on your credit report. Make sure you got primary trade lines. Make sure your payment history is looking good, and make sure your debt to income ratio is between 36 and 45%. Make sure you make enough money and go get approved and go get them primary trade lines and start getting the bag. Shout out to all my Real King Hustle fans, supporters, and subscribers out there, because without y'all, there would be no me. You'll motivate me to keep going. You'll motivate me to keep dropping the sauce, and you'll motivate me to keep you entertained. So shout out to all of y'all. Anybody out there that's tired of being broke, because it ain't no joke, let's get to work. FaceTime 101 Limit Gems is $1,000, but for a limited time only, I'm doing it for $600. Yes, $600. Cash App or Bitcoin payment. Once the $600 is on your Cash App or Bitcoin balance, send me a screenshot. Let me know your payment ready, and we will go from there. All right. No screenshots, no replies, no 21 questions, and please do not yo me. Also, make sure y'all tapping in with the crypto tour in-person limit gems, $6,500, $500 deposit. The rest of the money will be in person. In these in-person limit gems, I will be hands-on teaching you anything and everything that you want to know. This, when it comes to making money and all that, a lot of people got to understand everything not meant for everybody. So what I might be teaching you, you might have 0% interest in. So I tell people, let me know what you want to learn, because we're going to focus on that. And we're going to go from there and make some money. So make sure you're tapping in with that $500 deposit, rest of the money, meet person, meet me in Texas. Also, make sure you're tapping in with my Telegram Millionaire Network. Still look for people for the production company. Still look for rappers, singers, models, producers, cameramen, women, gamers, streamers, and content creators. We're gonna do a lot of skits, blogs, movies, music videos, traveling, networking, and having fun. Make sure you go tap in with my reaction channel, King Hustle Crazy Reactions. Make sure you go tap in with my live YouTube channel, King Hustle Live. Make sure you go tap in with my Twitch, King Hustle Live. I do all my freebies, all my giveaways, more free methods, all my IRL streaming, dual streaming, vlogging, reaction videos, streaming with the Huns, all that good stuff like that. So make sure you go tap in with that. Make sure you go tap in with my music channel, King Hustle X1M. Just dropped a new mixtape, Hustle and Flow. And a new single, Miss Coleman. Go like, share, comment, subscribe, run the views, comments, and the likes up. Make sure you go follow. Just dropped a new dropping new joggers. Make sure you go follow my clothing brand on IG, Boost Little Apartment. Just dropping new joggers. They on the way. Make sure you go follow me on IG for more free methods and sauce. King Hustle X1M, that will lead you to all my other IGs. Make sure you follow all my YouTube channels. Make sure y'all stay tuned. Make sure y'all ready to invest and be more blessed. And with that being said, it's your boy King Hustle. You know how I get down in these videos. I will see you at the next lesson or video. Peace.